Hello, everybody. Back again, back again. The transfer portal never stops, and we here at Noles 24/7 and X's and Noles are here to tell you what you got as Seminole fans. As always, I'm here with my guys, Coach AB, Kevin Little. I'm Trey Rowland, and today the big man's excited. He's so excited, his voice sounds like crap because we're going to be talking about offensive linemen. Just kidding. He's recovering from sickness, and he loves you so much that he's sacrificing his body to be here, like the team guy that he is. He's got nodes because we are talking about University of Florida transfer. And my goodness, were their fans mad about this one for a little bit. Interior offensive lineman Richie Leonard. This is a Brevard County's finest pull, a Coco Taiga. He is a senior, 6'2", 320-pound interior offensive lineman. We expect him to be a guard. Last year, he's got a lot of experience. This guy brings a lot of solid experience to the table. I'm very interested to see a lot of the film. Actually, Kevin, I think, is pulling up the Florida State game film. We're going to watch that and critique and see just how we think that he's going to fit into our picture next year. But he played in all 12 games in 2023 at left guard, and he actually had a team high 755 snaps. Experience. Adam, have you gotten a chance to take a look at Richie's film? Are you excited? Do you think that potentially Florida State, we had Meach and Casey Roddick leaving. Is there the possibility to have better interior offensive line play in 2024?
No, I don't think it's just a possibility. I think it may be just a given at this point.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm a massive fan of this take. I think his score gets knocked a little bit because of, I don't think he necessarily possesses the NFL upside that, when they're ranking guys that they're looking for. So I think that you might look at his ranking like, oh, he's only rated 89, and Terrence Ferguson, I believe, was like a 90 or 91.
Sure.
I think Richie's the better take by far. I think his all-around game. We liked Ferguson when we watched his tape together.
Very athletic, good pass.
Very athletic.
Yep.
A lot of upside. I think Richie brings a much higher floor to the table, which is I think they need some of that. So I think you're going to plug him in left guard, and he's going to go.
He's like the Sione Lolohea of like the offensive
really
line group.
That's really good. Yeah.
Let's go. I said something profound. Fantastic. Yeah, it's interesting, man, because he's got, what you're going to get with this guy. Solid, penciled in starter from day one. And his two worst games were his two last games. I just said he led the team in snaps against an SEC schedule. Usually when you stack a couple of very out of character performances at the end, it's injuries or you're like ground down to dust. I'm very excited about this.
700 some snaps is a boatload of snaps for a dude.
Ton.
And you'll see that in the film where he's just, he doesn't quite finish some plays and stuff. And you keep the snap count in mind when you see that.
I watched him. We're going to watch him against Florida State, but I watched him against Deion Walker at Kentucky. And I thought he played really well against him, and that dude's maybe the best defensive tackle in the country.
I agree. He held up well in the LSU game as well against a very talented defensive line. So it's interesting. Kev, any thoughts you want to give on Richie initially before we just get right into the film?
No, let's get in the film. I think it'll say more than I can.
Saving all your big guns for the film. So he's left guard, right, guys? Number 60 something.
Yep.
Yeah, so he's left guard here. He's always going to be left guard. They do some tackle over formation stuff we might get into where he's kind of on the end of the line of scrimmage.
And he's got a tough assignment against end of the year Braden Fisk.
Yeah.
And this is peak Braden Fisk, and you can see just how much he's working. And this same Braden Fisk just sliced through Louisville like it was nothing.
Well, you see, there's some of the issues where his ranking gets hit because I don't think he possesses that elite length. Fisk is able to get into him with length and kind of leverage him. I think if Richie was a little taller, a little longer, I think he probably wins that battle. But he doesn't have that. That's not what he is. So.
Aggressive. He's very aggressive coming off the line, very active with his hands in a way that we wish we saw a little bit more from Terrence Ferguson's film. Richie fires off the ball, and he's really looking to get upfield.
He's pretty darn athletic as well. Clay Fink did a breakdown for him on Noles 24/7. Also highlighted some of his pulling movements, and like he pulls really well for a guy his size. There you see him there. He's cutting off on the backside.
Yeah, the film is a little skippy, but you can see him
You get
kind of get to the other side of Braden's face here.
He's working really a gap over.
Yeah,
against Fisk, who's working that direction. Like that's pretty athletic for an interior player.
Here he gets a little bit lost on the second level.
Mm-hmm.
He gets up there quick though. Yeah, he moves well for the size. Sure.
I hope we get to see him pull some because he does pull really well.
Yeah, I don't know how much pulling he did in this game.
Well, Florida they run all duo crap, right?
Miami runs a lot of duo. They're running duo here.
Yep, there's nice duo clip. Back doesn't help him out.
Yeah, so teams are run duo against Florida State because they got box numbers, and it just makes sense to double team across the line of scrimmage. Yeah,
Florida State really just fits that well. The back, I mean, Fisk and Verse are working really well there, and they just kind of squeeze that thing.
That's a nice rep right there.
Yeah. Good pass.
Recognizes.
Going to recover with athleticism here. He gets back, gets his hand on him.
Against
Jared overpowered. Yeah, doesn't get overpowered or off balance.
Oh, I like that.
Because I was thinking about just doing the chicken and rice.
And no man's land there.
That was a tough rep.
Well, he's got the overtake here on a jet play, and I mean that's not his guy.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's Verse just peeing all over the edge.
Yeah, just annihilated the play.
Bold of them to put a tight end on Jared Verse.
This is a different level of defense they had seen in a while.
Yeah, it looked like here he's trying to move up to the next level, but he feels that the center never actually overtakes.
Mm-hmm.
You can see him kind of get lost between deciding if he wants to help or come off.
Ultimately, it didn't matter.
No, I think he's going to play well as a Norvell interior offensive lineman, Adam. I'm with you. I wish that we had some clips of him pulling because I like the way he moves. Like he gets to spots fairly quickly.
I think he's going to play really well. I think this is a great fit.
Yeah,
This is a good block here.
I thought what you said earlier was astute though. Like they brought in a lot of guys. They brought in a lot of upside guys with multiple years. And they brought in some guys with 1 year that are going to be really high floor for them this year that they're going to be able to depend on. He's one of them, like Sione. Those two guys, and DJ, those are guys they're going to be steady at it. You're going to be able to rely on them rep after rep, game after game.
Yeah, realistically, when you're playing an ACC schedule, I mean, for a lot of the games, you need those guys. You need guys that can show up against Syracuse, show up against Boston College, and not have a down game.
Yeah.
Be the guy,
I'm with you. Like guys like, the Jalen Browns, the Terrence Ferguson dudes that like in 2025, maybe they're really going to be hitting your stride. This Richie Leonard is going to help you keep that foundation that you've worked so hard to achieve over the years. He's going to keep you on track. And yeah, dude, he's just you got a durable offense. Like Richie Leonard blocking for DJ Uiagalelei. Like this is fun.
Here, a little skip pull.
Yeah, a little insert here.
Yep. Oh, on the backer.
Does a good job. He moves his feet well. I mean, he's he had like 6 offensive line coaches out of their 10, so he should be pretty well coached up. But
absolutely.
I mean, we said it 2 years ago against Florida and even last year, like Florida, for what it's worth, their offensive line has been pretty good.
Always played well.
to get someone who's clearly, someone they really trust on the offensive line, that's big.
He gets beat with agility back outside there by Verse.
Yeah, a guard being placed on a defensive end inside. That's
a tough ask.
Yeah, that's tough too, because the rep before I thought he did a nice job, but Justin, you can see the veteran presence, the way that he communicates, adjusts to the stunts, always has his head on a swivel. Like, he's very aware of what's going on.
He does a nice job against Fabo there.
Here he is.
Gets into him, and then the play just gets fisked.
Yeah, see what happens when Braden Fisk is not lined up on Richie Leonard. He makes the play.
Yeah, immediately. Yeah.
Yeah, that Florida offensive line was a mess in this game. They were down like 3 different dudes. One being their center.
So
this may be on him.
Yeah, he might be supposed to pin this.
But they're trying to run inside zone. He falls off of it. Looks like he's expecting help, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough to tell.
Good block there. Really good block. Jeez. Nice double team.
Mm-hmm.
Is it on Fisk?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, there you go.
But that's good, though. It's good awareness with the hips to, like, not just the double team, to turn him away from the running back. That's a really nice block, right, Adam?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Here he's holding up Fabo.
Yeah, he's steady.
He's solid, dude.
He's
very solid.
Very high floor. There's a nice get off. That's a movement. That's a movement.
And he gets to the second level,
That's a movement block there.
Yeah,
come on the hip.
Great block.
Rock that hip up to the next level. There you go.
Yeah, he almost single-handedly made this play go for 8 yards. 7 yards.
We were missing that. We were missing our guy.
Again, same thing again.
Yep. Ran behind him. Blocked. Bounced up to the linebacker.
And I think they want to run more duo this year, personally. I really think they want to.
They got a guy for it right here.
Yeah, and it makes sense to do it with DJ too. Just to be more of a power running guy, running team. You've got Keziah Holmes as well, another power back. I think they're just going to try to bully teams with size.
Adam, it's interesting to me, and we watched the film all year, and Florida State had a lot of explosive runs, but they were still multiple plays away from like 4-yard runs being like 50 and 60-yard runs. And it was primarily because they couldn't get to the second level off their initial block. I would have liked to know how many more explosive runs they could have had if like Richie Leonard was on the team this year, as opposed to some of the guys that we had playing on the interior, because that's a strength of his.
It is. I think some of it was the tackles not understanding what was going on at the next level. Some of it being injuries. Some of it being like Byers being a new guy.
Sure, getting worked in.
But they just lacked a lot of consistency across the board across the front. So, I mean, look, you're going to plug a guy in who just played 700 snaps or whatever. Like, there's something to be said for that. Plus, you still have Keandre Jones coming back. So, they've got a lot of veteran guys on the interior again. I mean, you're gonna put them out there and find your best 2 to start. And are they going to rotate again like they did last year? Some of that was because of injury. You don't trust Keandre to
pass block
play an entire game. Yeah,
it'd be interesting if Keandre played an entire game. Like maybe you would do the rotational piece with Terrence and Keandre. I'm not really sure. Then you got some of the younger returning guys at Florida State. I think one thing it is for sure, I think number 67 is going to be a part of whatever that 5 looks like and where they're lined up. I'm with you, man. From watching that film, I think Leonard's one of your starting guards, and I feel pretty confident in saying that right now.
No, I would completely agree, and I actually think that getting someone like Leonard might help a Keandre Jones, instead of, being a counter-specific team, maybe they are more of a duo inside zone team, and someone who's more of a road grader, more of a Jones type might get a little bit more run. So it might make a little bit more sense for a Keandre Jones to be in the offense. It'll be interesting to see if this take and kind of, even the Terrence Ferguson take, these bigger bodied guards, how does that play into like how they're going to design their offense? Are they going to change kind of how they run and what their go-to running play is going to be with this kind of influx of just a kind of different body type?
We've seen it every year, man. Mike Norvell's is always productive, but he always does it a little bit different. Every year there's always like a theme, like the episode title. It's always, it's always Friends, right? But each episode title is different. Like last year it was the one with the wide receivers on the outside. And like the year before it was the one with the triple option. This could be the one where the big dudes grind you into dust and like spit on the pile of ash. Like I can't wait. Like I'm very interested. Adam, I'm going to give you last word.
Mhm.
I good, really good take. I'm much more excited now watching the film, and I always like feeling that way. What do you have to say? Final word for you before we end this bad boy.
I think in a year of transition where you're trying to make sure that you stay relevant in the ACC title hunt and in that 12-team playoff, this is a really great get for them. It's perhaps maybe the most unheralded prospect that they have landed out of the portal so far, as far as blue chips and whatnot. I think he might be the best, though, in my opinion. Like I'm a massive fan of his game. You turn on any single tape of his, they're all going to look the same. He's consistent as hell. He's what they need along the interior and the run game.
Well said, man. Totally underrated take, and a very I'm really excited about this transfer class, man. There's a lot of quality in this transfer class, and this is kind of like the unsung hero of that transfer class, an interior offensive lineman in Brevard County, Cocoa Tiger, Richie Leonard. I'm always going to make mention of it. Countdown County for life. For my two friends, for Adam, for Kevin, for myself, Trey Rowland, that is the end of this video. Don't worry. We know we got plenty more coming, and we are going to have more film evaluation for you in the meantime. Noles247.com is all of the places for you to be for every single piece of Florida State info that you could ever want. Analysis, objective, first, best, only. Noles247.com. We love you. Keep chopping. We'll be back soon.